Welcome to 1 minute 10 minutes 1 hour challenge.
What's up, guys, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Anik, I'm a classical pianist, and today we are going to do the 1 minute 10 minutes 1 hour challenge with Saint-Saëns Carnivals of the Carnival of the Animals. Oh wait, I have to say it in French actually. Le Carnaval des Animaux. Was that okay? Carnaval? Carnaval or carnaval? Le carnaval des animaux. Okay, that's embarrassing. Anyways, we are going to do the Aquarium today, which is, I think, one of the most famous pieces out of the Carnival of the Animals. However, I'm honest, I've never played any piece by Saint-Saëns so far, even though I'm actually a huge fan of him. So normally when I'm starting to study a new piece, I always want to first ensure that I have a good idea of how that specific composer is sounding. Now, of course, with stuff like Chopin, Beethoven, Mozart that I'm playing all the time, I pretty much have an idea of it from the beginning on. But with Saint-Saëns, since I didn't really play so much of his stuff, I want to first make sure that I have a good idea of his sound. So therefore, I have actually a little tip here for you. I'm using Apple Music Classical, which is my absolute go-to music app, because you'll find classical music like nowhere else. It's so easy to find. You're getting like all the different recordings that exist. And also they have a new feature, which is one of my favorites actually. You can listen to a piece and simultaneously you can read about the piece, you can read about the background, the history, and so on and so on. So you're getting really educated while listening to classical music, which I think is just a phenomenal feature. Right now, if you sign up for that app, you'll get a 2-month free trial. With Apple Music Classical, you also get Apple Music, so it's like a bundle, of course. So if you're interested, definitely go and check out the link in the description box. Now, as always, let's repeat the rules of the challenge. We have 1 minute, 10 minutes, and 1 hour to perform a piece that I've never played before. And after every practicing session, I have to try to perform the piece just the way it is in that moment. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. Okay, 1 minute, start. Oh no. Ah. Huh? No. No. Okay. Let's try to play it. I think I got like not even 3 measures, but I'll try to perform these 3 measures. Oh my god, I'm so bad. Okay, 10 minutes. I don't even know what to say now. There's so many notes to play. Now, before we jump into the 10-minute session, here's a little concert announcement. I'm going to come to Bonn, Beethoven House, Paris, Salle Cortot, Münster, Steinway & Sons, and Hamburg, Leishalle soon. If you're interested, please go and check out the link in the description box. I'm going to play all 4 Chopin ballades, Beethoven's Pathétique, and Children's Corner by Claude Debussy. I'm so excited for all these concerts. See you there, and even more excited to see you guys there at the meet and greet after the concerts. And now, back to the challenge. Okay, let's go. Aha. Give me a good fingering. Yes, we're working on fingerings now. Already. Ooh. Okay, so during the 10 minutes, I don't have so much time, but a lot of notes to play. And my strategy was to first figure out a couple of fingerings, because actually I'm not going to be able to avoid my fourth finger completely. And if you guys follow this channel for a while and you know me, I try to avoid using my fourth finger too much, because most of the time we are overusing the fourth finger, and therefore we are losing a lot of energy through using that fourth finger. And in this case, I can't really avoid it, but if there is one arpeggio where I can avoid it, I'm going to avoid it. That's for sure. So just a little tip for you guys. If you feel like there's a lot of tension in your hand, there's a lot of tension in your body, try to maybe figure out if you're overusing your fourth finger. And trust me, in most cases you are. Now, because there are so many notes, I was not able to work on any musical stuff yet, and this is going to happen in the 1 hour session. I don't know yet how far I can play in this 1 hour, because I'm trying to figure out if I want to go deeper into the scores or just play more. I would like to have both. I don't know if it's possible. So let's see what's going to happen in 1 hour. Okay, I'm not ready. Okay, it's actually one of the hardest challenges so far, because we have so many notes to play. On the other hand, it's also pretty repetitive in terms of like figures. So like the technique is not really changing so much, but I have to be very careful with the notes that I'm playing. I'm trying to just postpone my performance. Okay, let's try. Okay, I definitely need 1 hour now. Come on. At least that first page would be cool to be able to play that one. Don't know if I'll be able to play more today, but let's see how far I'll get in 1 hour. And go. Now, during the 1 hour session, I definitely wanted to make sure that I'm not only focusing on the technical stuff, but also on the musical stuff. And therefore, I went again on Apple Music Classical to listen to the piece, how it's originally being played, like with orchestra and 2 pianos, not just my fake version with 1 piano. Because all the time you're getting new ideas if you're hearing other instruments being played there as well. You get a better idea of the tempo to choose. And also on Apple Music Classical they have a really cool feature now, which is like, I don't really know how to describe it better than it's kind of lyrics. So you listen to the piece and simultaneously you can read about the piece, and it's following the music and it tells you what to listen to, like open your ear for that, there's this instrument, there's that instrument, which was super interesting, especially for this piece. So once more here, a little reminder, if you're interested, definitely go and check out Apple Music Classical. You get a 2-month free trial right now. So right now I am trying to understand a little bit better where the main melody is, how everything is getting shaped, so I can work a little bit on interpretation here. Obviously, interpretation is something that takes much longer, like a lifetime, but I only have 1 hour today, so I'm sorry for my not so well thought through interpretation. However, so we have a melody line here. And the melody line is not really changing. It's 2 times the same actually, but something is changing, and that's the harmony. Everything stays the same except of one time it's D minor and the next time is D major. So the second time It's much lighter, it's brightening up, and it's a little bit like, since we are playing Aquarium, I guess, first of all, we have all these little waves here. And all this glittery, basically, which is like the reflection inside the water of the light. And it has to be very glittery and sparkling. And the harmony changes here. I feel like it's a little bit the playing between shadow and light inside of an aquarium or inside of the ocean, if you want. And basically, we have like a huge ocean inside of a little aquarium. That's how I imagine this piece. Okay, now I hear that I'm doing the same type of rubato every single time, and that's mainly because I'm not so secured with the scores yet, so I have to continue practicing slowly up to the point that I feel like, okay, I know exactly where I have to go with my hands. So, more slow practicing. Now in the 1 hour phase, I was playing a lot slowly, like a lot. Because we had so many notes to play. Also, we had a lot of this polyrhythm stuff going on. So in the right hand, we had basically 4 against 3 in the left hand, which is nothing new to me. However, it's every time a new thing to do with your hand, and you have to really make sure and open your ear that it's like exactly how you want it to be and not just in your imagination correctly. Okay, it's going to take quite a while to get that perfectly nice and clean. I'm thinking about what I should do next. Probably I would try to fix the beginning, how to start the piece, because every first note of each piece is like one of the most important notes, because it's going to set you up for the whole piece. And if that's going well, the rest has a good chance to go well as well. And if it's not going well, then good luck. I will try different breathing techniques. So we have breathing in, breathing out, and I'll just try it and see what happens. Okay, first time, breathe in. Okay, it worked actually quite well. I was surprised. I would have expected breathing out would be easier, but I didn't try it yet, so let's try breathing out. Yeah, immediately not as good. Okay, let's try it one more time. No, it's not working for me. But actually, you know what? If you're playing this piece or any kind of piece, always try different breathing techniques for the beginning. It's going to make a difference. Just like in this case, you could hear that when I was breathing out, like I was taking the breathing out version, you could hear that especially my left hand was missing a couple of notes. And it was not just the first time, like, oh, I just did something wrong. It was the second time as well. And if you do it like 2 times in a row or a couple of times in a row and it's not working, then you have to change something. And breathing in worked actually much better for me, and it would actually help me get through the whole part much easier than I expected, honestly. So I'll stick with breathing in. Yeah, it's getting much better with breathing in. Much better, I like it. Okay, next step would be to clarify all the technical issues here. So we have like these waves going on, and it reminds me a lot of Chopin Etude Opus 25 number 1. But it's not the exact same technique. There are a lot of similarities, but it's not exactly the same because our first melody note is not on the 5th finger, it's on the 1st finger, meaning we have a big jump directly between the first 2 notes, and it's going to be a little bit too slow if I only use my arm for that. So it's going to be a combination of arm movement and finger activity. Meaning I have to be actually very active with the fingers in this case. Normally, I am promoting like using your arm for everything, and you should use your arm also for this piece. However, because we have so many little movements and like all these sparkling details, you will only get them if you are very active with the fingers. However, try to not lift the fingers too high away from the keyboard, otherwise you're losing time again. Try to stay close to the keyboard, just be very active and feel how the keyboard is coming back, how the keys are pushing back basically. Also hear that I'm rushing a little bit with my left hand, so it's like so it's not even at all. Now it does not have to be perfectly even, but it should be on purpose then, and before we get to that point we have to make it perfectly even. So I like to do this kind of exercise where I'm just playing one hand, in this case the left hand. I'm trying to make that very even. And I get that evenness through the arm movements, always away from the body and always like in these circular movements. And as soon as I feel comfortable with that movement and it sounds good in my ear, I'll add the right hand. Okay, it's going much better now. But there's still so much to do and I only have half an hour left. Okay, I think I'll add 4 more measures and afterwards it looks a lot like it's repetition. So, or maybe I'll just keep it here. But I want to listen to it again. Okay, it's okay, it's pretty fast. a very important thing here, because of course we want to have pedal, and quite a lot of pedal. However, it shouldn't be too dirty and also not too dry. So finding the right balance of pedal was actually quite a challenge here. As always, pedal is being played by your ear and not by your foot. In Aquarium, Saint-Saëns create a wonderfully rippling effect by having the two pianos play rapid figurations, which do not match in terms of how many notes fit in each beat. The melody is played by strings colored by flute and a very subtle touch, offbeat glints from a glass harmonica. Oh! Barely audible here, but adding to the music's glistening effect. Well, you should definitely listen to the piece in original, like not my my fake version here for only one piano. The glass harmonica is a series of tuned glass bowls mounted horizontally on a spindle. Its sound is produced by the friction of wetted fingers on the rims of the spinning bowls. Oh, so cool. Okay, that's giving a whole new vibe. Meaning, I'll have to try to keep that image, like, of that sound in my mind and recreate that. Now this glass thing, it always needs a little bit of time until it starts sounding. So I guess I'll include that in my interpretation. Just give it a little bit more time for the melody line to shine. Okay, 1 hour is over. What a pretty piece. Okay, that's it. Challenge done. Alright guys, this was the challenge for today. I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell. And we'll see us in the next videos and concerts in Bonn, Paris, Münster and Hamburg coming up soon. So if you're interested, go and check out the tickets and infos in the link in the description box. See you there. Bye.